Good morning and welcome to day 22. I've changed my numbering. I've decided that I wouldn't have that 18A and AB, so that's why it's now day 22 of the Heysen Trail. Yesterday I actually enjoyed myself a lot of it. Started off on the road and then beautiful single track down this valley along a stream, but there was large bits of single track. It was easy travel. It was just stunning scenery. Yeah, it was great. And then it was on tracks, but through trees and interesting tracks. A little bit more single track. There's probably about 5k in total of single track yesterday. Loved every minute of that single track. And the tracks, the farm tracks, or rather the vehicle tracks, weren't too bad either. Got to the hut and pushed on a bit more road, and then on these farm tracks. I'm still on the farm. I camped in those trees there. Wasn't too bad. Sheltered me from the wind. But once again, heavy dew. It's just the temperature differences, and at night it's dropping down to around 7 degrees. My fingers are tingling at the moment. Today is town day. Woo! I got 10k to get to the next shelter, and then another 15 after that to get to the town. And looking at the map, it's dead straight lines for quite a while, following fence lines, but thankfully there's actually a bit of a track at the moment. The minute we go off this track, I'm going to get wet feet. Yesterday was the first day I didn't get wet feet on the trail since corn. Though I did have wet feet to start with because my shoes are still wet from the previous day. So I still haven't had a fully dry feet day. But yesterday was the closest. My feet dried out pretty quick, so most of the day was dry feet. So another good day. The sun's just come up and hopefully it'll warm up. But look, blue sky. Looks like it's going to be a lovely day. And there it is, walkers follow fence. And yes, this grass is wet and my feet are now getting wet. That's the trees I slept in. So I've just come here and up this hill, and a little bit of a view, which is nice. Following a fence line down the hill and up, and then I think the fence line switches and we're heading that way. It's not this ridge line. We just keep going down the hill. Maybe it's the next fence line going up the valley. It's just a lot of open green country. Yep, we're turning and heading up the valley now. That sign, walkers follow fence. Long grass. We're actually up high, looking down on the flats down there. One good thing about this grass is while it may be long, it's a lot softer grass, so it's a lot easier to push my foot through it. And there are quite a few sections where it's got this faint trail like this, so even easier swinging my foot through. But and there, it's still long grass. So I had some excitement. We've actually changed, and now I'm on the other side of the fence. I didn't mention this section of fence is 4 kilometers in a dead straight line. 4 kilometers straight. However, this looks like it might have a bit of an old track on it. Oh, this will make it easier. It's the rabbits in there. You going into your burrow? That's it. Unfortunately, that vehicle track only lasted a couple of 100 metres just up to the brow of the hill, and now it's gone again. This is my scenery. At least there's some rocks to make it interesting, but yeah, straight, straight, as far as you can see is the fence line before the plains. Oh dear. So my main issue with fence lines is the long grass, but it's also the steep downs and steep ups. It doesn't care about contours. Just seems endless. Get to the top of a hill and see another drop and climb, drop and climb. However, top of that next hill, I've got 700 metres, so not far past the other side of that hill. Might have a corner. Woohoo! That is where I've come from. 4 kilometres of straight line, up and down, up and down, up and down, and woohoo! It's a corner! Now I get to go a straight line in that direction. Another corner, we'll go along there. I see a stile, we cross over, and then no fence. It looks like we're cross country for a little bit. Oh, yeah, and then I can see we go up to the ridge line, up to there. There is a track in the grass, which is making it easier to know where to go and to walk through, because this is long grass again. Right, next fence line. This is just mean walking beside the fence when there's a track on the other side. Oh well. Oh, we're dropping down to the flats now. Probably going to go back up the other side, but we'll see. Oh, this grass here is really long and there's not much of a track through it. The shelter is just down by a creek down there, so it's about a K from here, and then we're heading up and over those hills and disappearing off the far side. Hey, here's a shelter. That's a shelter. You got the toilet over there, got a sit-in platform, and then the shelter itself, it's the Wonderla Creek shelter, and a water tank. I now have 15 kilometres to go, and by the looks of the map, most of it's probably going to be on fence lines. Yay! Oh dear. Right, it's been quite cold. As soon as the sun was covered, really windy, it's bitterly cold. The sun's starting to come out again, which is, it's good. I'm surprised there's such a huge prickle patch so close to the homestead. You'd think they'd be getting rid of this before it spreads. I have 800 metres of road before hitting the fence lines again. Slightly confusing, it's saying go straight ahead, but that could mean go there, but there's a Heysen Trail, which means we're going off the road, so I'm assuming we're actually going to there and then turning up, and that starts the fence line walk. Just guessing. Yep. Going along this fence line. Oh, looks like it might actually be clear for a bit. See how long that lasts. It's nice. Straight line. Can see it in the distance as well. Oh. 500 kilometres? No. Oh, 600 kilometres. What's not woohoo is the fence line behind me that I have to now climb. Ow, I have to try and get through there. So, finally came to a corner of the fence, coming up this hill. You can see that's the fence line I went on, way into the distance. Straight line. And this part is pretty steep. That's why I've stopped here for a bit of a break and take some video. Bit of a change, got red flowers and these cute little pink ones. They're pretty small. Did I mention how much I dislike fence lines? Look how steep that hill is down and then steep up as well. Ah, great. I just stumbled going up here, and I put my hand down on one of these thistles and got 3 prickles stuck. 2 came out quite easily, but one I was having to really dig in deep to get it, and it's in the middle of my palm, so it's pretty important to get rid of it because it's where my poles are all the time. Yeah, right, nearly at the top of this hill. So down another really steep hill, and I think we actually turn up in the valley for a little bit. Thank goodness we don't have to go all the way down that really steep hill. We're turning and following this fence line. It's still pretty steep. So going along this one, it's basically down and then up that one, and then down and then up the next one, and then it's generally downhill the rest of the way. So these are the last 2 big hills. Heading down the hill and along, and then I'll be going roughly that way. That's the hill I've just come down, and lots of kangaroos around. From here it doesn't look like it's long straight lines, so I was hoping there might be track, but nope. Looks like still on a fence line and long grass, and unfortunately long grass with these purple flowers, which are a lot harder to walk through than the normal grass. That's a whitish one. And off this fence line and onto another fence line. Oh, we've broken free of the fence line for 50 metres, so we're going across there and then up to there, and then there's the next fence line. Woo! Now I've got to get through all this horrible thistle. There's been heaps of kangaroos. Actually had a tractor follow for a couple of 100 metres, but we leave it. And back to the fence line. 3 more kilometres of fence lines. Following this fence line along, but I can see the road, I can see traffic, and that's Burra. It's split into 2, so that's Burra North and South. Woohoo! It's inside, still a way to go yet. Woohoo! That is it for fence lines. Some signs there. So I've come across that way and in here, and look, it's a road. I get to walk on a road. Oh, so good. I have a 4.8 to get to the outskirts of Burra, but it's I think 5.6 to actually get to the main part of the town and where my accommodation is. On road, no more fence lines, no more long grass. Woohoo! Big old building. Looks funny. Really old building from the 1800s is the solar roof. A lot of the original buildings still around and in use. They've just replaced the windows on a lot of them. There's another one, beautifully renovated. So that was Burra North. Now we head to Burra Town Centre and to the south, where the food is and the accommodation. Another lovely example. Right, this is where I go off trail and head up there to the hotel. Now I'm staying at the Burra Hotel.